In 2010, archaeologists in Italy's small town Imola discovered a body of a pregnant woman from the 7th or 8th century inside a narrow stone tomb. However, the body that had been silent for over 1,300 years hid many perplexing details. Firstly, there was a small group of infant bones between the woman's legs. Secondly, there was a peculiar round hole in her skull. According to the archaeologists' research, this is a typical phenomenon of postmortem childbirth. But the pregnant woman had already died. How could she still give birth? According to current thinking, if doctors are unable to save the unborn child, it would certainly mean 2 lives lost. But from our present perspective, with advanced embalming medical technology, it is almost impossible for a woman to give birth in a coffin after death. Fortunately, some historians and archaeologists have taken us back to review the terrifying stories of life and death encounters. Although post-mortem childbirth sounds like a supernatural phenomenon, this is indeed a real medical phenomenon. To be precise, it is called the post-mortem fetal compression phenomenon. This phenomenon occurs between 48 to 72 hours after the pregnant woman's death. Due to decomposition of the body, the abdomen gathers a lot of gas. The increasing pressure inside begins to squeeze the uterus. Thus, the fetus is pushed out of the pregnant woman's body, completing the delivery after death. Let's return to the beginning of this case. This pregnant woman's age is between 20 and 30 years, although the child's gender is unknown. From the measurements of the skull, the pregnant woman was at least 38 weeks pregnant when buried. With the decomposition of the body, the abdomen swelled with a large amount of gas. This situation lasted for about 2 days. As the volume of gas increased, various fluids began to ooze out, also forcing the fetus to leave the uterus, although the baby's legs remained inside the mother. The head and shoulder parts have already been expelled. This situation also depends on the elasticity of the pregnant woman's cervix. Generally, women who have given birth are more likely to have spontaneous expulsion of the fetus. As for the small hole on the pregnant woman's skull, it is not hard to explain. According to archaeologists' detection, this hole is at the top of the skull. The diameter is about 4.6 millimeters, very round and precise. It does not look like it was caused by a violent blow. On the contrary, there are signs of healing near the wound. It can be inferred that the operation was conducted a week before the pregnant woman died. Ultimately, archaeologists stated that this pregnant woman likely suffered from pregnancy-induced hypertension, because at that time, drilling technology was often used to treat this disease. In order to lower blood pressure, in short, this pregnant woman is a rare case of giving birth in a coffin, and also evidence of medieval European bone drilling techniques. Although this phenomenon is terrifying, for archaeologists, it is undoubtedly a rare discovery. Overall, due to the rapid development of embalming technology, there are not many cases of pregnant women giving birth in coffins in human history. However, the rare cases present different stories. As early as the 16th century, the Spanish Inquisition was in full swing. Here I briefly popularize. The Inquisition's duty is to judge and decide those deemed heretics by the Catholic Church. Under royal authorization, the Inquisition will forcibly change the religious beliefs of those heretics. If they resist, torture will be implemented until death. In 1551, a pregnant woman was tried by the Spanish Inquisition and executed by hanging. However, for hours after her death, people discovered that 2 baby girls fell from the hanging body. People at that time were extremely frightened, believing it was a spirit taking revenge. Very unlucky. In fact, this pregnant woman experienced post-mortem childbirth. Due to the lack of more detailed environmental records, no one knows why she gave birth in such a short time. But one important thing is that the weather was very hot on the day of execution. Perhaps the high temperature was the important reason for the rapid decomposition of the body. So, after the 21st century, will there still be cases of post-mortem childbirth? The answer is affirmative. In 2005 in Hamburg, Germany, a pregnant woman 8 months was found dead in an apartment. The body was swollen very severely, already highly decayed. The surface had a green tint. This was not more terrible. Between the pregnant woman's 2 legs actually was half a baby's body. The head and upper chest part had been squeezed out from within, but the autopsy report showed the uterine area had no signs of natural delivery. The uterine cavity displayed obvious signs of decay. It seems due to acute gas pressing on the uterus causing the fetus to be squeezed out. Even more shocking was, the toxicology report showed the pregnant woman had taken excessive heroin. The cause of death was acute heroin overdose. This tragic case of one corpse, two lives became the first modern post-mortem delivery case. Everyone may have noticed, the baby born in the above case was a stillborn. But this does not mean all post-mortem delivered babies cannot survive. In 2007, a special case occurred in India. A pregnant woman chose to commit suicide after contractions appeared. However, unexpectedly, the delivery process continued after her death. When discovered, the baby had already been born naturally. When found, the umbilical cord was still connected to the mother. The baby surprisingly survived, becoming a miracle of life. After viewing these cases, one can't help but feel that death, in a sense, does not represent the end. As the corpse decays, a large number of microorganisms will reproduce in the body. Various bacteria and fungi will also reproduce rapidly. It seems like a microbial carnival feast. For modern forensic science, the state of decomposition and the structural changes of the microbial community can be used to infer the time of death, thus locking in the suspect. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.